How do you price your business when there are competitors in your area? I price it for how I need my business to operate and to profit. Anything that is pet related, get a list of all those. When we have issues within our business and there are problems, try to fix them as fast as possible. What's up, Scoop Podcast? I'm your host, Erica Krupin, and on today's Wednesday Q&A, you asked, so I'm going to tell. I'm very excited. Today we are going to talk about, drumroll please, what are we going to talk about? Marketing strategies with a zero budget, recovering from a Facebook hack and account issues, competing with bigger companies in the same space, approaching retirement homes for business growth, managing problematic bi-weekly customers, how long it took to get 50 clients and $100K per year, gas stipends for employees using their own personal car, pricing strategies when competitors are nearby, recommendations for rakes and tools to scoop, and dealing with weather challenges when traveling. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, stay tuned. But before we hop into it, you know what the deal is. We have some housekeeping. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet and you're watching over on YouTube, could you subscribe? If any of these videos have helped you and you feel motivated and inspired or whatever, and you're not subscribed to the channel, can you please do so? I was looking at my analytics and it's showing that more people aren't subscribed to my channel or watching my videos recently. I don't understand that, but if you could, my goal is to get to 10,000 subscribers by my birthday, which is July 30th, and we're at 7,000 and some change, so I'd appreciate it if you would help me out. And then we have two major sponsors of the podcast. That's what helps, keeps the lights on around here. We have Jobber and Poop Scoop Millionaire. Jobber is the CRM I use to run, grow, and manage my small, hopefully not small for too long, pooper scooper business. It's where I do my customer communication, my routing, my invoice, my customer service. I collect my payments, I do my routing. They have been adding a lot more insights, which is really awesome, so you can see the health of our business. So if you don't have a CRM and you're thinking about checking Jobber out, I will include my link down below so you can get a 14-day free trial, and you will also get a special discount with my code. And as for the Poop Scoop Millionaire over on School, that is a community on the School platform where there's a bunch of resources to help you start your business, grow your business. There's over, I want to say at this time of the recording, 900 like-minded individuals over there hanging out. If you're not part of the community yet, I would advise for you. Advise, can I say that word? I don't know. I would recommend that you go over there and check it out. There's a lot of good information over there. So I appreciate it. And I will also include that link down below. So let's get into answering your questions. I love doing these and I really appreciate you guys. You taking the time out of your day to leave the comment and leave the question. The reason why I'm super excited about this is because I know that me answering these, this is exactly what you want. And I'm creating content for you. Thank you. The first question is marketing strategies with a zero budget. I can't buy any marketing material yet, cards, magnets, etc. I have a Facebook page and I have joined and posted repeatedly in all the groups that will let my page join. Otherwise, I join them with my personal page. What marketing approach would you recommend for someone with absolutely zero budget that cannot put all of the earnings back into the business temporarily? Okay, this is a good question. I would say if you cannot afford anything, like not even business cards, I would try to at least get some business cards off Vistaprint. But we're gonna say that you have $0. You have nada, zip, zilcho, nothing. If you have a computer, or if you can write something out on a piece of paper and you have decent handwriting, write your business name out, write out who you are, what you do, and how to get in touch with you, and take a picture of that with your phone and crop it, okay? And if you don't have good handwriting, find somebody that does. I would share that into all of the groups from your personal page. I would also share it onto your personal page as well, and onto your Facebook page. I would join the Nextdoor app and I would post on there. And you're gonna continuously post every single day. Who you are, what you do, and how to get in touch with you. It doesn't have to be salesy. Just do a light approach, create awareness. If you can create video and you can do video with your phone, do the same thing. Just say, hey, I'm a new small business owner, scooping dog poop, post those type of videos on social media on your personal page. I would then get a list of all the vet offices, all of the pet stores, anything that is pet related, get a list of all those. Look to see if there's going to be any events in the area that are pet related as well. And you can also go to the Chamber of Commerce in your area. You don't have to join right away. I want to say that you could do like 1 or 2 meetings for free before they're going to ask you to join. Go to all the different Chamber of Commerce in the areas that you want to service. You don't have money, you got to have time. If you don't have time and money, I don't know how to help you. I honestly, I don't. Because you don't have money, you're going to have to take the time to do this. You're going to go in there and you're going to introduce yourself to every single one of those people. Hi, my name is Erica. I started a dog waste removal business and I'm actually servicing this local community. I'm a brand new business owner and I'm just trying to like figure out the market. I'm just trying to figure things out. I just want to let you know that I offer this service. If you run into anybody or you know anybody that use this service, I would appreciate it so much if you could just create awareness. I would then ask them if they would follow your Facebook page. Be like, I don't even have money right now to create any marketing material. Would you be willing to follow my Facebook page? Just so if I post something, maybe you could share it. I know this is a weird ask, but I'm just trying to get this figured out. Honestly, I would go at it from that angle. Maybe switch up the verbiage, but that's the verbiage I would use off the top of my head. Rinse and repeat. Meet all of these people that are in your industry. Then I would start reaching out to landscapers. I would start reaching out, depending on where you live, if you live in a pool town, if there's pool companies, I would start reaching out to them. Any other home service provider that you can get in touch with, just create the relationship until you can afford to buy a box of cards and you can afford to buy a magnet. You're gonna have to spend a lot of time. There's no other way around it when you have zero budget. You're gonna have to do that and just create little videos, and it's gonna be like crickets. It really is gonna be like crickets, but with time and energy and keeping on doing it and creating awareness, people will start seeing your stuff and eventually it will start to pick up. When you have more money, you pay to play and you move a lot faster. So that's what I recommend. Thank you for your question. Next one. Hey Erica, weird question. Have you ever had your Facebook hacked where they started running ads and locked you out? If so, do you get to scrub your account or what did you do? I can't even run ads any longer. Any suggestions? I've never had that happen. My husband has had his Facebook taken over, but luckily his Facebook wasn't hooked up to our business pages, which was really nice. I know better. I know better than to let him have access to any of that stuff. He doesn't even have a lock on his phone. Ugh, gross. But anyways, no, I have not had this experience, but what I would do is I would find somebody that knows how to navigate Facebook, like a Facebook ads manager, and ask them if they have a direct connection to Meta and if they have dealt with this and how to fix it. You're gonna have to find somebody, and I don't have a recommendation for you. I wish that I did. I'm very sorry. I'm no help with that. Next question. How do you compete with bigger companies that have been in business for a while? I have just remained steady and consistent. I have remained visible. So even though there are larger companies out there and the people have the opportunity to go with them, I pump out so much content and my vehicles are so loud and proud and we're just all over the place that sometimes I do feel like in certain areas maybe we'll overshadow other companies. And then also we have the 5-star review. We have a lot of reviews. So when people are doing some research, I'm ranking pretty high up and they're like wanting to call me like, well, why do you have these reviews? We want to go with you. But then when I hit them with my price, they're like, oh, well, the other companies aren't charging as much. So I do deal with that, but it's just mainly just being very, very visible, being easy to get in touch with and easy to deal with. And when we have issues within our business and there are problems, try to fix them as fast as possible. Because I'm not perfect. My business isn't perfect. The people that work with me are not perfect. We have our own set of issues. But that's how I've been able to grow and stay afloat and even dip down a lot to like the lowest numbers I had had in a very long time and then be able to rebound. Like this year, I picked up 93 recurring customers. That's huge for my business because last year, let me tell you, it was going down the drain very quickly. So that is how I'm able to compete, stay competitive, stay in the market. And I also like to read through other companies' negative reviews to see what's going on over there. And then I try to focus what I'm doing to be like, to make that positive, to make sure that we're doing really, really well with that. So thank you for your question. The next one is, how do you approach retirement homes or other entities promoting your business? As for retirement homes, apartment complex, condo associations, I just reach out to them. I just go in, or I call them, or I email. That's how I've been able to land all of my commercial properties, is just by either me reaching out to them or them finding me online. And I have a commercial section, like a commercial page on my website that talks about commercial properties. And then I also have a pamphlet. Like my pamphlet has a commercial one, so it talks about the commercial services that we offer. But I didn't have that in the beginning. It's fine, it works, it's helpful, but I don't think it works as well as you taking the time, building the relationship, going in, shaking their hand, looking them in their eye, putting in a bid. Commercial property is a whole nother business. It's a whole nother ball game. Man, it's a lot of work. There's actually an interview that William did over on the Scoop Start channel where he interviews, oh, I'm drawing a blank on his name right now. Shame on me. But interviews a man from Florida, Mike, his name's Mike, interviews him, and he talks about the commercial space. He's really big in the commercial space, and I've been meaning to watch that video. I'm gonna do that today, actually. So you might wanna go over to there. Not that I want you to leave my channel and go to another channel, but that is actually probably a really good resource, and I'm sure William asked some really good questions about that. And Mike does a couple million, I believe, in commercial, which is pretty sweet. Thank you for your question. Next one, managing problematic biweekly clients. I have a customer who wants to do biweekly. I was supposed to scoop this Saturday, and now she's saying she wants to reschedule because she already scooped the yard. Low key, ready to just drop her as a customer entirely. I have terms and conditions, expectations are set. What would you do or say to this customer? Well, if she's a bi-weekly and she went out and scooped, I would say, do you want me to move this Saturday's scoop over to next Saturday? I don't personally scoop on Saturdays, me personally, so I wouldn't do this. This is what I kind of need to know. Do you work every Saturday, or is it just like every other Saturday? But if you work every Saturday, then this won't be a big deal. I would say, okay, I can move this Saturday's scoop over to next Saturday. That's just it's gonna change your scooping schedule, or she's gonna be scooped back to back. But if she says that she's scooped and she wants to be credited, I just let her know, but like, that's not how this works. You hold a spot on our schedule, and that's the reason why you pay for the monthly. You pay for you make your payment. That secures your spot on my schedule. If you decided to go out and scoop, you're still paying for it. And if you want to go scoop your yard, just let me know. You can always just call me and I can put you on the schedule as needed. That's what I would say. I'd put you on the schedule as needed. Just reach out to me whenever you want to be scooped. And if she's like, well, no, I want to be on route, well, then you have to let her know, like, this is inconsistent. I have you on route. I only have certain amount of spaces available. I have your space saved. You are skipping the service because you decided to go out and scoop. Now I can't fill that position because it's too late to go ahead and fill that spot for you. You are getting charged for it. And if she doesn't like it, goodbye, good riddance. Peace out, lady. Because there just has to be some give and take. You only have so many spots available. And when you get customers that do this, then it screws you up. I don't like it. So that's how I would handle it. Maybe not with all the attitude though. You know, there was a lot of attitude that was going on there. But I would be like, and then put it in a chat GPT and be like, can you make this proper? Or I would hold my composure when I had the phone conversation with them. A little less attitude. Thank you for your question. All right, next one. Getting to 50 clients and 100K a year. Erica, how long did it take for you to get your first 50 clients? And then how much longer did it take for you to get up to $100,000 per year? So for me, my first 50 clients was within that first spring rush. I started August of 2018, and then I had my spring rush. Things got wild, and I believe I had over 50 customers at that point. because within my first full year of being in business, I hit 6 figures, and then I put in my 2-month notice at the end of 2019, and I left my hospital job because I had replaced the income. I was able to have retirement. I was able to get insurance, and I left January 1st of 2020. So it was very quick for me. It was very fast. Very grateful. Gas stipends for employees. For employees who use their own car, do you cover their gas? Give them a daily stipend. So I don't have customers that use their own car anymore. I used to, and I want to say that I was paying them extra per stop, but I don't remember because this is when I was paying per stop. And now I have fleet cards that all my staff uses, but they have our own company vehicles. I believe you pay like maybe 30 or 40 cents per mile that they drive. Look that up online, do some research, be like, how much extra, like how much per mile should I pay? But you are gonna have to pay higher. That's gonna take into consideration maintenance and some oil changes and gas. And I'm curious to know, which I don't know this, for people that use their own vehicle, are they being 1099'd? That's the other question. So I guess my answer is, because I don't actually have a very good answer for you, which I feel bad about, they would have to track their mileage. You'd have to know how much they're driving per shift from start to finish. I would start there. I would track to see how many miles they are using and then figure out how much you want to pay per mile. That's my answer. Thank you for asking. How do you price your business when there are competitors in your area? That's a great question. I price it for how I need my business to operate and to profit. So I look around, I see what everybody else is charging. I then go ahead and I look at their Google reviews to see if they're a 5-star company. I look at their marketing material, I look at their vehicles, I try to figure out how much staff they are, and I look to see if my business is comparable to theirs. If my business is not, then I don't want to match their prices because obviously their business is different than mine. Having said that, it is still important to make sure that you stay competitive within the area and you're not way too high, because I did that because my overhead got a little too high. My prices were getting a little, they were just getting a little bit too high for my britches. And so I did have to drop my prices down a little bit. But because we're able to offer good service, really good service, and when we don't, like today, a customer sent me 10 pictures of piles that were missed. Psh. So I sent it over to the scooper and I was like, hey, I need for you to go back and re-scoop this person. I thanked the customer. I let them know, like, thank you for bringing this to my attention. She's going to come over and re-scoop, and then we're going to assess to see what's going on so we can make sure that this doesn't happen again. So I talked to the scooper and I was like, what's going on? She's like, I was shocked when I went in the backyard. I couldn't believe it. She's like, I couldn't believe how much poop I missed. Like, I could see it. So we're thinking, because it was the first scoop of the day, that morning sunlight is a little bit more challenging. And so she has to figure out a technique to be able to scoop in the morning light rays, which it is harder to scoop because it like casts shadows. So I just handled it. I handled it quick and I handled it fast. And that's kind of what sets me apart from a lot of the other companies that maybe do have lower rate. They're doing such high volume, so maybe they can't get back to the customer as quick, or they choose not to get back to the customer as quick. They choose not to rectify the situation. And so that's how I set myself apart. I just focus on the customer communication, try to establish myself as an authority within the industry and the local market. And so these are all little tactics that I use throughout the community. The videos that I post, they connect with people, and people like to spend money with people that they like, know, and trust. So that's what I would recommend. I would start to build yourself up as a local authority within your community. Get yourself out there. Recommendations for rakes and tools. Thank you for all your feedback on this industry. I'm just starting the business, still getting everything together. I ordered the Corona rake, but it seems too heavy. Do you have another recommendation for a different rake? Yeah, that Corona rake is terrible. I don't know why any of you guys use that. My wrist would be blown out. Okay. I use a child's garden rake from Lowe's. I believe it's called Yardsmith. I don't think you can buy it off Amazon. You have to get it from Lowe's. It's child's garden rake. That's what I use. I've been using that rake for years. Thanks for your question. Hi, I wanted to do this. I've been watching you for a little over a week now. How do you deal with the weather? Fog, snow, rain. I live on the bottom of a mountain and it takes 30 minutes to get into town going over it. Okay. Fog, we don't have a lot of fog here, so that's usually not an issue. But if there's a lot of fog and we can't visually see the poop, then that's going to be very difficult to scoop. So you might have to scoop during the time that it's not foggy. As for the snow, we still scoop in the snow. As long as it's safe to drive, we drive where we need to go. We have our cars are all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive because we get, we make sure we're good. We can get through where we need to get through. And when we go into the yard, we look to see where the dog's been because we can follow their little footprints. And then also when you're walking, you can feel under your feet uneven ground or like a rock. That's poop. That's poop. That's not a rock. And so we kind of look with our feet, which is kind of cool. As for the rain, if it's really, really hard, aggressive rain and it's thunderstorming, we cancel the day, we postpone the day, and then we push everything back. So we might have to work longer days on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. If we get rained out Monday, we might have to work a Saturday. This is why I keep my Saturdays open. And we don't work on Saturdays. And I was trying to keep my Fridays light so there would be some overflow, but my Fridays are actually starting to get pretty hefty. So that's really not working out too well. So basically, we have raincoats and we work in the rain. If we don't want to work the weekend, we just go ahead and we work in that rain. Yeah, it's what you gotta do, man. You gotta do. Do you guys want to hear a real life, how I answer the phone? Hold on a second. Croupin, Spoopin, Scoopin, Erica speaking. How may I serve you?